Hey guys, what's going on? JK, and we are here on F125, and we are bringing you a little bit of a temporary series while I figure some things out, but it is the Cadillac Road to Glory. So Cadillac, if you don't know, are joining the F1 grid, making it a 22 car grid next season, and I thought the best thing to do would be to actually introduce Cadillac on the F1 game with 22 cars, like it'll be next season, and sign to fan favourite drivers, and yeah, let's see how it goes. So this is going to be the calendar. We have dropped my home race of Great Britain. We've also dropped Hungary, Las Vegas. I mean, Vegas will be coming back next season. So will Singapore. So will Great Britain. So will Hungary. Like, all of those tracks will come back. And then I think I've dropped, like, Monaco and a few other tracks as well. But we have gone with the Mercedes supplier engine, and we have gone with score 10 constructors points in a season as our goal. And we have signed Franco Colapinto, who is now on the grid in real life, hence why I decided to sign him, because it makes sense. And I've gone with my favourite F1 streamer, Jarno Opmeer. So yeah, I was like, sure. So we can either chuckle the upgrades on Colapinto and drive something, which is something, that sort of thing we need to talk about. But for now, we'll be all right. So this is what we did with facilities. So I was thinking Cadillac, they're not going to be joining as a team that shouldn't be in the sport. They're a team that are ready for the sport. They're a team that have good intent in the sport to do well and want to succeed. So I've decided, let's just go middle ground facilities. Now, I thought middle ground facilities would put me in the mix, but apparently it puts you in that big gap between Aston Martin and the top four teams. So we actually have a semi-competitive car, which is actually quite good. And for a mini series like this, I think it's quite good, because having now raced 3 races already in this series, and a sprint race, I can tell you we are not going to win the World Championship, irregardless of the car. We are not going to win the World Championship. But we are definitely going to have some fun in this first season in terms of, more. I mean, last year was just so easy. I put it on like 105, 108 by the end, and it was just easy. And even if it wasn't easy, I would just scam results somehow with like undercuts. This year, it's so much different, and we have a lot to talk about and explain. And to say why F125 actually is a decent game, like I actually quite like it. It's quite good. There's no more flicking the car into corners. You actually have to turn like an actual car, or like an actual F1 car would. So yeah, it's going to be a really good series. I'm super excited for this, and we can also obviously bring you more series as the year go on, because I'm really enjoying this game right now. There's no FIFA until September probably. Like, I don't have much to do on FIFA other than Evos. I really don't care. So yeah. Going into the grid reveal, obviously the drivers, everything. It's the current season drivers, other than Doohan's in instead of Colapinto at Alpine, and I've now got Colapinto instead. So and to be fair, I probably would have signed like Doohan if Colapinto was on Alpine in the game anyway, because I think Doohan deserved a bit more of a chance. So either way, they would have been on the grid, and then obviously Opmeer. I love Opmeer, so why not? But yeah, this game is weird with its menus. In previous years, ever since F1 2020, when my team came out, for the last 4 years now, and to be fair, I haven't done on my team for the past 2, my team's been very simple. It's been you pay to upgrade your facilities, and then you get more upgrades, and then you do your upgrades. If they fail, you redo them. You have your activities. But this year, they have overhauled it completely and made it way more complicated. This was practice, by the way. We've got everything done. So it was a bit of a learning curve. And to be honest with you, after the first, I don't know, like 2-3 in-game weeks, I was like, I don't want to do this. This is confusing. It doesn't make sense. And I was like, you know what? We'll put out a couple episodes and then go, yeah, this wasn't for me. Or put out one episode and go, yeah, this wasn't for me. I'm just going to do driver career because it's easier. But I'm actually going to persevere. I'm starting to learn more about upgrading facilities and how to do all that and what it does for you. And, you have to buy upgrades. You then have to wait for them to be researched. You then have to develop them and then assign them to a car. Develop them again and then assign them to another car. So it makes money so important to be able to do 2 upgrades at once and to develop 2 things at once and to upgrade all of this stuff all together in order to upgrade your car quicker, and it makes it so important. And then, the car, so it makes my team way more difficult this year, but now that I've got a grip of it, it's understandable, and we're going to get there, and I'm confident in the fact that I will get there now. There are a few things that obviously I still don't know, but we'll have to come to those bridges when we cross them. I mean, the activities, I just autofill, I really don't care. And you do have way too many R&D points spare because of how long it takes to develop stuff. And I know you can do upgrades to reduce development and research time, or to research or to develop 2 things at once, or to put 2 upgrades on the car, on each car at once. But I really don't care. Like, you know, we will come to that when we get to it. So we just need to get to that point. And besides that, it is a really, 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 really exciting period on the track on this game, because the driving is so much better. The AI is much better. There's more dirty air, so the AI cars like are crazy. There's more tyre wear as well. So you'll see some cars doing 1 stops. You'll see some cars doing 2 stops. You'll see splits in the grid. You'll see strategic advantages. It won't just be 1 big DRS train this year, or 2 big DRS trains with the top cars and then the bottom cars. You'll actually have like a chance. DRS isn't super OP, and you can actually drive away from cars thanks to dirty air being a thing again. You can't follow cars as easy with like overheating and stuff, and it is just a really good racing game this year. I don't know if they're going to ruin it or whatever with a handling patch, but I think it's quite good right now. And I've already played through the whole of the breaking point. I thought the breaking point was quite cool as well. But yeah, I know I've waffled a lot about the game and things in this quali session, and we did set an absolutely stonking lap to get to P4. And I know Australia's a good track for me. This is all on 105 AI, by the way. And I know Australia's a good track for me, but even with no improvement, finishing off, I think, P5, maybe? No, P4 is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, that is crazy. Even if I'd have gone to 110 now, I would have still finished in the top 10, which is just sick. And it just kind of shows that I have some pace around Australia, around Melbourne. And that means that it's going to be a really good race. So, yeah, and the gap to my teammate was quite large. But, oh well. Time to get in to the starting grid.
The winter is over. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Colapinto, Alex Albon, and Tsunoda, Leclerc, Gasly, Ocon, and Max Verstappen, Hadjar, Russell, Liam Lawson, and Behrman, Sainz, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, and Nico Hülkenberg, Doohan, Bortoletto, Opmeer, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And joining me in the commentary box today...
Yes, guys, so we are going to choose the 2-stop because I did do a practice race, and the 2-stop is not only quicker, but because my tyre wear is so bad, as soon as I get to that 40-50% mark, no, sorry, when I get to 20-30%, the car's not too bad to drive, but the pace just isn't there anymore. But then when I get to 40-50%, the car is undrivable. A couple changes to settings and stuff this year. We have failures on, but we are doing broadcast for this. And I think also for safety cars as well, we're doing broadcast. But no, actually, no, we're doing immersive safety cars, immersive pit stops with broadcast formation lap. So, as you can see, there are a couple drivers on softs, the 2 Saubers, but they will obviously box in quite early and 2-stop and try and get that undercut and early spin, which kind of works. But yeah, we'll see. Every single track is different this year, which is amazing. Last year it was just every track, 1-stop, medium hard, Bosch, undercut everyone, get into first, hold off everyone until you win. This year it's not easy to defend. You can't just 1-stop, you can't just undercut easily. It's a proper strategic racing game, but you're driving the car. It's an actual unbelievable game, and I'm really enjoying that side of things. It's just a bit complicated in the menus at the minute, but we will get there, as I've said a couple of times already. But the grid is now forming up for the Australian Grand Prix, and this bit comes at you fast, so you never really start on time, as you can see. And it's 5 red lights for the Australian Grand Prix to start the Cadillac career, and it's lights down, away we go. But they have made something different this year. They have made player starts even better. Not even better, they were hard last year, but they've made them better this year. And we are now through the inside and up onto the podium in lap 1 of the Grand Prix. That was absolutely beautiful, getting a move there on Leclerc, who was also overtaken by Alex Albon in the Williams on hard. Just kind of showing that, you know, our car is meant to be better than theirs on performance, but he is close enough to me. So that is a pretty wicked start. We are up into the podium places in Cadillac's debut race in F1. maybe they spent all the money on their initial car. Maybe they can afford it. Or maybe talking from a realistic point of view, Australia's actually a really good track for me, and we're going to come to tracks soon that maybe are a bit more AI based. This one is not the AI's strongest or their best. But speaking of their best, we are currently pulling away from the cars behind and in a battle for the lead with Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton. And Lando Norris has just been overtaken by Hamilton. He's got no DRS. We have a lot of DRS there. Again, something I like this year is that you can recharge your DRS, chuck it in none for a lap, and you got full again. But you have to use it to stay ahead on straights. It's a good balance. You have to use it to stay ahead or to overtake all of it on straights, and then you got to recharge, which can cost you lap time, but it's, you know, it only takes you a lap. So it's the swings and roundabouts. It's when you use it, and it's about being strategic. This whole game is a strategic masterclass, and I do quite enjoy strategy. But yeah, that is us now into the lead of the Grand Prix on lap 7, a couple of laps before we box, but not even like a cut in the clip. We get him there and then he just re-overtakes, and Norris tries to have a look as well. But we're going to stay in the lead. We're going to stay ahead of Lando Norris, who has the fastest lap, and ahead of Sir Lewis Hamilton. But we are now 5 seconds ahead of Oscar Piastri in P4. I mean, we are pretty much guaranteed a podium at this rate, aren't we? And we are battling for the win here with Lando Norris. We are, well, we've had to let him go. I mean, the exits weren't great on that corner, and the AI do have good straight line speed this year, so it wasn't easy to stop him. And oh my word, we've almost binned it. Lewis goes through, Norris gets away, and in a point where Norris was turning on the burners in his car with his better tyre wear and was pushing away from us, we had to push to try stay in his DRS. We dropped Hamilton, and now that's all been ruined. We are still with Hamilton by the time we are going to eventually box, but we are on 55% tyre wear. Sorry, 59% tyre wear. 60 as we come into the box on that rear left, which is just absolutely crazy. There is no chance we one-stop in this race, but in we come for our pit stop. We're going to go from the mediums. Are we going to go for another set of mediums or the hards? Let's find out. We are going to go for a set of the hard compound tyres, which means we are going to finish off strong on the mediums at the end of the race, which is probably a good thing. But the hards, they have similar wear to the mediums, but they are just slower. I think that's the problem, like their pace dies off quicker sort of thing. But we do come out in P10 in the points after making a stop with loads of cars who haven't pit. 7 seconds behind Gasly, just behind Behrman. We didn't show the Behrman overtake, it was slam dunk, just like this one on Gasly. And the preceding overtake that's going to come on the Mercedes of George Russell. I mean, we're slam dunk overtaking Mercedes out here. This is what Cadillac's all about, lads. Look at that, slam dunk, see you later, George. You don't even have the grip to challenge me, mate. See you later, and we are up into P7, and with more drivers to box, and my teammates out of the race. Jarno! Yeah, mechanical failure for Jarno up there in race 1. Brilliant. But yeah, it is what it is, and we've had to deal with that. So across the line we come to set a 1:21.2, and that was the fastest lap at the time. And we are now hunting down Alex Albon, who is now, after a few drivers pit, in P4. He was with us right at the start of the race, but we are just going to fly past him. I don't think he's boxed yet. Us sticking with the leaders whilst the other cars were fighting and squabbling. Fighting actually loses you time this year. I mean, it's crazy. So, because of all the fighting and things, people lost positions and lost time, which meant that, you know, we were able to pull clear without the DRS for them guys. So it was good in the end, and we've done well, and we are now in a position where we're making our second stop. There wasn't really much to do, but we are boxing once again from the lead. Norris made it back to only 6.5 seconds from us, so he is going to retake the lead of this Grand Prix. And I think in the end, as soon as we got out the DRS of the leaders, it kind of just showed their pace advantage. I mean, without the DRS and stuff, their pace, or the pace of Norris especially, was just too much. And obviously, even Hamilton's gone past and stuff. But he was the guy that we were fighting for seconds as well. And we are about to, I don't know what's happened in his middle stint, but we are just going to fly past him. I think he may be trying the one stop. So after we've made our second stop, we finally overtake Hamilton once again. And we fly past him and up into P5. And now we've got the Yuki Tsunoda machine coming up. And we set another fastest lap of the Grand Prix at 21. And we are now shaping up. I mean, I didn't even show the Tsunoda overtake, but he was then overtaken by Hamilton. And now we're all over the back of Oscar Piastri. This is for a podium in race 1 with only 4 laps left. I should be hyping this up more. We're going for a podium in race 1 with Cadillac, ladies and gents. This could be absolute bedlam in the paddock if Cadillac... People might think there's a title charge coming on. We're challenging McLaren. Here we go. We've got the run on Oscar Piastri. We've got the ERS. We've got the fresher tyres. We're on the mediums. Here we go. Round the outside of Oscar Piastri. And it's an easy overtake before we even get to the corner. It's absolutely fantastic. And we are now into second place. I think the gap's maybe too much. Sorry, no, into third place, into the podium positions. And now we come to second place. Charles Leclerc with only 2 laps left in this race as we clip the wall, quickly checking to make sure the cars are right. And yes, it is apparently. But we are all over the back of Leclerc. We go a bit wide. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, to be fair. Should have probably clipped that out of the video. That probably didn't need to be in there. But you know what? Oh well. No, we're not running strict corner cutting limits. Yes, I would have a 25-second penalty at the end of each race and be disqualified from track limits warnings. And what? I play the game how I want, ladies and gents, and you can all go suck on that. But here we are on Charles Leclerc, and we go around the outside on the second straight, and a nice easy overtake puts us in to P2. We are only 7 seconds off Norris, and we did have more pace in this final stint, but at one point we were just behind Lando Norris. I mean, once we made our mistake, we were about 3-4 seconds behind. Speaking of mistakes, we've got a 3-second penalty with only 1 lap to go, and we hardly have more pace than Leclerc. We have more pace. We're 1.2 seconds ahead, but as we cross the line, it's only 2.2, which means we lose second place from a penalty. But we get a really good third place, and you know what? Considering that we 2 stopped compared to some 1 stops, and we're on 105 AI, I couldn't be happy with that result. Let's have a look at the celebrations of us on the podium, baby.
It's Lando Norris for victory.
And to get a victory at the first race of the season, this might be a sign of things to come. One thing's for sure is that this performance will be giving the team and the driver relief and confidence going into the rest of the season.
And once all the hard work is over, and after lap of brilliant racing, it's time now to celebrate with our podium trio. He holds the trophy aloft, and why shouldn't he? A richly deserved win today for Lando Norris.
So yeah, there we go. Race 1 and already tasting champagne in Formula 1 are CADILLAC. We have the, oh my word, the Miami Grand Prix coming up next, I'm pretty sure, which is super exciting. I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, I mean, fastest lap and all is great. And yeah, I'm super happy with that. And that is Colapinto that we took charge of. Opmir obviously retired. Next race, we are going to go for Opmir. And we are going to go for the... is it Miami? I think it's... No, it's Bahrain. We're in Bahrain next. Yeah, we've done Australia, Bahrain, Miami, and Imola. So I've got a lot of catching up to do on the editing, which means I'm probably not going to watch this one back. So this could be a lot of waffle, but I think I've explained pretty well the situation of how I like the game and stuff like that. So thank you all for watching this episode, and I hope you all have enjoyed. Podium success in our first race is absolutely crackers, I know, and probably a bit unrealistic, but at the same time, if CADILLAC joined F1 and race 1 after spending all that money and preparing for so long, got a podium, who would be surprised? Who would be surprised? I wouldn't be that surprised, but crazy.